begin with the approval of the minutes from the previous meeting of September 9th, 2025.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Properly moved and second, all in favor?
Aye.
And now on to our favorite part of the day while the state has no budget, the approval of the bills.
Alrighty, general fund, $6,571,980.45. Liquid fuels, $6,968.41. Hazmat, $1,586.42. 911, $12,904.32. Domestic relations, $17,395.55. And children and youth, $131,376.72. For a grand total of $6,742,211.87.
Thank you, Controller Edwards. Do I have a motion to approve the bills as presented?
So moved.
Second. Properly moved and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Give us just a moment while we sign. Thank you, Mr. Edwards.
Thanks, Rob.
We will move on to personnel. Listed are personnel changes for the Commissioner's approval. New hires, telecommunicator 911 effective 9/22. Telecommunicator 911 effective to 9/22. Two more telecommunicators effective 9/22. Okay, total of 4.
Yes.
Also, part-time corrections officer at the jail effective 9/22. And county social services aide through CYS, also effective 9/22. Those are the new hires, no transfers. Separations and retirements. Corrections officer effective 9/10, corrections officer effective 9/15, part-time corrections officer effective 9/15, and corrections officer effective 9/25. Do I have a motion to approve the personnel changes
So
as
moved.
presented?
Second.
Properly moved and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Now move on to public comment. Seeing none. Any old business from either of you gentlemen? With no old business, we will move on to new business. First item is to consider resolution 2025 number 7, enacting a countywide burn ban. I'm going to turn the floor over to Mr. Dave McClure for just a couple minutes.
With the dry conditions, I talk to DCNR, the district forester, every day. We've had some fires lately in the county that have been burning for days that DCNR's went out and put a lot of time in to surround them. I understand with the amount of rain we're getting this week is great. It may help that for a little while. However, it's supposed to turn dry again. So we're asking people that you would approve a resolution for a burn ban to try to keep people from burning so we don't have all those fires. The fire departments in this county are doing a lot of work. And I would hate to see this rain in a week or so. It's supposed to get dry again. We've been monitoring the drought conditions. As of this morning, the county's in between a moderate drought and dryness. That could go either way with this rain, but it's supposed to turn dry again starting the weekend.
And here's the worst problem with that. Because of the dryness, the trees have been dropping dry leaves earlier than expected.
Yeah.
As soon as this rain ends, those leaves, that, as you know, that fuel's gonna dry out like that.
Yeah, and leaves like that catch, if they get one spark, they
Yeah,
take
so,
off and it just.
I mean, look, this rain's great. I mean, and I've joked with both of you, as soon as we put this on the agenda, we got the rain, so maybe we should have put it on 2 weeks ago, but, this is not nearly enough rain to get us where we need to be. I mean.
No, it'll help for maybe a week or so,
Yes.
but after that, if it's dry again, it's gonna be the same
And
problem.
I would rather be safe than sorry, because what happened over the weekend, I mean, I know, like, over in Du Bois, I got a flood of questions about burn bans after what happened in Benzette, so, we wanna be proactive about this, is I
Yes,
guess
and
what I'm saying.
while we may look out the window at a rainy day today, it does not alleviate the overall terribly dry conditions If we are back to a couple windy and sunny days, it will be just as dry.
And everything we've seen after tomorrow and Thursday is right back to how
Yeah,
it
next week
was.
looks just like what we've been dealing with.
Yeah, so it'll dry out again.
Well, and it's gonna, I think a lot of the local municipalities are gonna appreciate this. It'll take a lot of pressure off of them. I've been approached by 4 different municipalities past week and a half asking if we're going to have a burn ban. If not, they're gonna put one in place.
Yeah, and I
So
have
they-
10 fire chiefs listed, but I've spoke, 90% of the chiefs in the county I spoke to all are gonna be happy that you did them, and they're considering it.
Thank you, Mr. McClure.
I'll be happy to make a motion for resolution 2025 number 7.
Then I will be happy to second that.
And I will quickly read resolution 2025 number 7 into the record, and then we will have a vote. By signature below, the Clearfield County Commissioners, upon receiving a written recommendation by the Clearfield County Department of Emergency Services, and who has received or solicited verbal requests from at least 10 fire chiefs or 50% of the fire chiefs in the county, whichever is less, from various sections of the county recommending and requesting the imposition of a temporary countywide burn ban on open fires, hereby impose resolution number 7 of 2025, which in accordance with Pennsylvania statute Title 16, 13201, 13204, authorizes and provides for future imposition of temporary countywide burn bans on open fires. The lack of participation, the county has experienced moderate to higher fire danger, creating a potential for wildfires at an abnormal level. The imposition of countywide burn ban is effective at 11 a.m. prevailing time, September 23rd, 2025. The burn ban imposed shall remain in effect until removed by the county commissioners or by the statutory maximum of 30 days has expired, whichever occurs first. If an extension is requested by DCNR, the extension shall be by written declaration. We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye.
Hopefully that will rain on the Droughts Parade.
Thank you.
And there will be a press release forthcoming for the same. Move on to item 2, purchase of service agreements with Community Specialist Corporation and Cornell Abraxas Group LLC. Counselor?
Thank you. These are 2 of our standard purchase of service agreements. Both entities we routinely use, especially through CYS and juvenile probation. The Community Specialist Corporation is usually referred to as the Summit or New Outlook. Those are common placement facilities for CYS cases. Abraxas is used a little bit more on the juvenile side. The contracts are in line with our standard contracts. For the most part, there is a slight rate increase for standard services. There is a more substantial rate increase on Abraxas for their habitual offenders, sex offenders, and their intensive open program. So I don't think in light of the situation, that's a surprise to anybody, but those two areas did take a larger jump. I'm not aware that we've ever had to place anybody in either of those programs necessarily, but they were a little more significant than what we normally see year to year in those.
Okay, do I have a motion for the purchase of service agreements with Community Specialist Corporation and Cornell Abraxas Group?
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Item 3, consider advertising ordinance 2025 number 1 relating to Act 48 of 2024. Also, Counselor.
Act 48 of 2024 was put into law last year, and it allows the county to create a demolition and rehabilitation fund. We had spoken to Lisa Kowalik of the Redevelopment Authority about this program. Essentially what it does is it places a fee on certain properties that are sold through the tax sale as well as mortgage foreclosures. They're put into a specialized fund that can be used for demolition, repair of blighted properties. There are some exemptions for nonprofits, redevelopment authorities, and different things not paying that fee. And then that money is available on a competitive basis to municipalities, school districts, redevelopment authorities, or for the county to use in the case. I know over the years we've spoken at length about the blight issue that faces the county. A lot of municipalities have attempted. So this is a mechanism that the state had put into place to allow an account that would be for that, in addition to some of the other funds that we have done previously. So today what I would be asking is just for permission to advertise that ordinance. It would be needs to be advertised before you can act on it, and then we would act on that at the October 14th meeting for consideration. I don't know if Lisa has anything to add,
Did you wanna
on
say
it.
something, Lisa?
Sure, so as you know, with the demo fund, it helps to demolish the properties. The Affordable Housing Trust Fund helps to rehab the properties. This is a 2-in-1 program. We have private developers that come in for our Affordable Housing Trust Funds to make more affordable housing, and it's just not enough. I mean, we get maybe $40,000. This is something that will allow us to give more money out to private developers, redevelopment, and nonprofits in the creation of additional housing. And it's much better, as we all know, to save those houses than to tear them down, keep our tax rates. So it's a good effort on behalf of the county to start making funds without taking them from the general fund and direct tax dollars.
And I'd like to, of course, thank Lisa Kvalik for all the efforts of Clearfield redevelopment in addressing the blighted property issue. Any other comment on this, gentlemen?
Just that, and I know it's just one piece of this, and this is gonna benefit a lot of other organizations, but, you know, Habitat for Humanity is kind of changing their focus from build of new houses to rehab of existing because there's so much stock. And so we are very grateful, speaking on behalf of Habitat, for this, because the one thing that Habitat struggles with is the funds to actually do projects. We can fundraise for our own internal costs, but we just don't have the means to go out and get the kind of money to actually rehab a house. So, at least not on a regular basis. So we're very, very enthusiastic about this, understanding that this isn't just, you know, we may not even get funds from this, but if it helps rehab houses in general, the Habitat's for it, I'm for it, I think it's a great thing, and I appreciate you doing this.
Lisa, if we do pass the ordinance, how is the fee determined? What is the fee and how's it,
Typically, the fee is up to $250.
I see.
Yeah, and it's based on, you know, tax sale, John, and a lot of our private tax sales are going for $600, so it's just another $250.
Thank you.
Okay, do I have a motion to advertise ordinance 2025 number 1?
So moved.
And we'll second.
Properly moved and second, all in favor?
Aye.
And our final item under new business, we're going to announce upcoming election board meeting to be held on October 14th, 2025, at 10:30 a.m. at this location.
Yeah, I mean, we have a number of things we're gonna be discussing and probably a few little cleanup matters for the upcoming election, but I think it's fair to say that we also have some things we're looking forward on. And we want the public to be able to weigh in on this and be aware of it. We're definitely looking at some changes to Du Bois School District in terms of they're not an at-large. They have 3 different districts where they elect their school board from. Right now, they're way out of alignment. They're supposed to be even across the board, and one is twice as big as the other 2. So we're actively working with the school board on a different solution. But we're gonna have to deliberate that, as well as the school board deliberate that before it goes before the court. And then we're also looking potentially at some precinct changes, kind of countywide, so.
And these will be upcoming in the 2026.
Yeah, none of this affects the 2025 election. This will all be for 2026, but now's the time to get ready so that we're ready for next year.
Just for clarity
Yes.
for the public. that we-
Nobody's precincts are gonna change in November.
And we will have an update, our poll books are in. We'll have several updates at that election board meeting on the 14th. It's
Yeah,
just to,
we'll have a public demo for those poll books too, if anybody wants to see how that's going.
so we encourage the press to get this out there and cover this meeting as it is important with the upcoming election.
I'm assuming the new rotary that's been approved will not be on the ballot up in the Du Bois area on Beaver Drive.
Oh, you mean the roundabout?
The roundabout.
You just didn't help yourself. I would point out, if what I read is correct, that was unanimously approved, so.
Okay.
You know,
There we go.
clearly they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
But, no, I think the only other thing I'll say on election board is, we're on track. We have the test deck, the ballots we use to test the equipment should be here. In fact, it's probably here already. I'll be working on that. And, if everything goes correctly, mail-in ballots should start to go out next week. I don't wanna promise that, but we're looking good for that to happen. So that's really good. If you get them out before October, you're really doing pretty good, so. I really wanna thank the election office, they're doing a great job.
Any other new business to come before the board today? Hearing none. With anything else from our solicitor?
Nothing additional this morning.
Thank you.
Commissioner
And-
Winters, could I announce for the press that the redevelopment authority is, outgrowing its space where it's located now, and our new address will be 2 South Second Street, as of October 1st.
Thank you, Lisa, for
Thank
noting the new address and the upcoming move of the redevelopment authority.
Thank you.
Anything else to come before the board? Hearing none, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I'll second.
Properly moved and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, and we are adjourned at 10:47.
Lisa, is that